feel here.
Yeah.
But they've got nice comfy chairs at least.
They've got nice comfy chairs. We've already had a whine about that because they're comfier than
We've
ours.
not got comfy chairs.
We get treated unfairly. I'm going to go with that one in terms of sitting arrangements. But we are in game then. Instruments of Surrender versus only Gragas. And there's no Gragas on the field, which is probably going to throw us off at some point. But we've heard about this early aggression or constant aggression, but also that they like to get stuck in at level 1.
Well, straight away, Nixar getting caught out. That's going to be a ward getting carried out. And can they get on towards Zyra? There has to be backed away. And really the help of Cassiopeia to keep him at range there, but already having to back off. And Bai did get the ward down in the bush, so technically mission successful for only Gragas.
Yeah, really bit of a crazy start to that one, but no first blood coming in, and not quite the one that we were promised by our Russian commentators. Don't worry, we've already told them if we don't get those aggressive
We're
games,
blaming you entirely.
We're going to blame them entirely for that fact. But something tells me that this one will be a very, very enjoyable game to be watching. So 1 minute 15, it looks like Instruments of Surrender are still quite keen here on at least getting those wards down. One in the curved bush on the bottom side of the jungle. So overall, it seems like a bit of face-off at the start, but just that standard, get your wards down, and let's get on with the start.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. So they have, which means, yeah, they are going for the switch. I'm just looking at the map right now, the mini-map in the corner. It does mean they want to go 2v1. I was just thinking Malphite versus Kha'Zix actually works quite well for Instrument Surrender, but they are choosing instead to send Nixar and Dimonko up towards that top lane, which means he's going to be up against Nike on Kha'Zix. It does mean Fomko's also going to get a lot of help on this blue buff start. Remember, we are on 3.7 patch here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, not 3.8, which you'd have watched on the North American LCS last night. It is the 3.7 patch, which does mean that Alistair is available, but Jax is not.
Yeah.
As you guys in the public domain will have realised. There's a little problem with that one. But as it stands, you do see also Snake down in the bottom lane with Malphite against Dayrun, which I'm going to call Dame at some point because it's someone I play with, and alongside him is Make Me Split. Make me split, man.
Make me split.
Make me split.
Yeah.
But the mid lane, of course, as you just mentioned, Kayle versus Cassiopeia. Definitely a setup we've not seen in a long time, back when Ocelot used to play Cassiopeia all the time.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, as we are going to see here in the top lane. Nike is going to go down for that first blood. He was very, very low there, and nothing he could really do to save himself. However, he did get the kill just afterwards, which is always a bonus in that scenario.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge also taken very low in that jungle there, but he will take down the red buff eventually. So, that is a one apiece. I don't really, I mean, the advantage technically would still go with Instrument Surrender because they did get, of course, the assist as well as the kill, but more importantly, the kill did go on the AD carry. That's very important. He went for the double Doran's, though, on that back to buy. Tear of the Goddess was picked up by Nike, so he's going to be happy farming, honestly, in that top lane, as long as his jungle doesn't shove that lane out too long, which I can see him doing in the minimap.
So, thanks, mate. We all experience that one. Probably not at this level quite so much, should that happen. Let's have a look down the early CS here, and Snake is having a couple of troubles with those Malphite auto attacks here underneath the turret, and actually missing quite a lot of CS, and you can never really underestimate that there in that scenario, because that's the CS that he should be getting from a 2 versus 1 lane that he's not been able to pick up.
Well, and you compare it, because obviously the AD carry at the top has just dived in for the kill, but he did die, so which means actually, in terms of gold, it's probably worked out fairly even between them. He's only at 9 CS to 24. We do see Fomko getting caught out in that jungle. They had good ward coverage, actually putting a lot of damage down on him. And if that grasping roots would have landed, he would have been in trouble. In the mid lane, though, they are going into towards Turn the Slayer with that Ignite running. Water might be able to turn this one back around in him. Thought about it with that jungle. Oh, he's going to flash free. He's got aggressive. He has picked up the kill. He might be able to turn this back around again. He's still got enough mana if he can land that slow. One more poke, though, from Mirror's End. Will try and take him down. He does back away. Fantastic stuff. Full on aggression from Warner. They weren't lying about these Russians.
Yeah, really fantastic play there. He knew that he had enough health to get the kill. As we see here in the top lane, Nike again going very, very low. And Nixar actually had to burn his barrier for that one. As again, Warner in the middle. This guy, of course, used to play in the Mouse Sports lineup previously, so he's not a total stranger, I guess we can say, to top-level play. But he's certainly pulling off some great moves from this one. Top lane, as we said, Nike has had some problems. That's going to allow some free damage from Instruments of Surrender onto the turret.
And the two solo laners, or the top laners, which they'd normally be, which is Kha'Zix and Malphite. In this case, it's Snake and Nicky, are both having problems. And they're actually at the same CS, so while they're both being shut down completely, it's not really a massive problem between the two. It's kind of even split. We do see Nikasor in the top lane. I'm just gonna call him Nikasor. Why not? Be done with. So moment of fame, but in the game instead of a spotlight move.
Well, we see the first turret going down here of the game. That will go over to only Gragas as Dayruin and Make Me Split managed to take that one down. As I said before, these two players have actually been together for a very, very long time and are really popular in Russia. Apparently played a practice game that was streamed against Gambit where they did really, really well against them, and that's kind of where things built up for them. It looks like, though, we will see the answer when it comes to turrets here in the top lane as well. Yeah,
that top turret is going to go down, and Nike doesn't want to stick around too long because that Aqua Prison will be thrown straight towards him if he gets too close. And that is a turret apiece. In terms of gold, you can see just 300 between them. That is all about that one kill, and they're going to go in once again. They do manage to get the slow. Very nicely done there. Straight away puts the ultimate on it. He can tank the turret for days, and Warhunter picks up another kill in that mid lane.
So nicely coordinated there. Flash used from the Jarvan to get in Fomko, and, well, the ultimate coming out of Kale. As soon as he hits level 6, they're able to pick up another kill for him there, and that's the Kale at 2-0 now. Obviously, we'll start to pull ahead in terms of the farm from this one, but right now, it's all about those kills that are giving him the gold and the advantage.
And the ping's going down from Instrument Surrender on the Dragon, so we may see them make their move for that one. We do see the top laners both backing off. You can see that only Gragas have rotated round, so they've sent Dayrun and Makama Split up towards the top, which means Dragon is completely free for them, really, honestly, because with those two players up there, they're not going to be able to react to this quick enough, but they may be able to trade, get the turret down. You can see they're pushing for it right now.
Yeah, we'll see if we are able to get one. That's an interesting pick up there from Kale. Gone in for the Spirit Stone at the start, which, you know, we've not been seeing that much Kale recently, but the Kale that we have seen when Spirit Stone's been in the game has certainly not been going that route. Up to the, and now I'm going to test myself, Spirit of the Elder Lizard.
We'll see, we'll see. He's got Sorcerer's Boots now, though. Look at Snake. Snake's the only one with teleport in the game at the moment. He's actually holding them very much. There's the Unstoppable Force coming in. It's Dayrun they're going to target on. You can see Warhunter comes around. He's already used the flash, but he's going to go headlong into Jarvan. Fomko uses the slow Cataclysm on him. He can't get out of this one because the slow has already gone down. Meanwhile, Make Me Split's getting dived on the top there. Warhunter going towards him. He backs away, and that is the AD carry going down. Very well executed gank there from Instrument Surrender.
Yeah, so nicely done. Actually, Warhunter wasn't quite quick enough to pick himself up an assist from that one, but it doesn't really matter. Jarvan has managed to pick up the kill, and that is another big bonus. And the blue buff is available, and as you would expect, Warhunter is going to work himself down there, pick that one up, and get himself off back in towards the lane. Let's have a look at Cassiopeia, see if she got that blue buff in there as well. Yes, she did. That was given over by the jungler Mirror End, of course, on stage 1. And this time around, and in the bottom lane now, we see that Nixar is going to go in heavily on towards Nike, and he's catching those spinning axes nicely, and he gets him very low. No kill, though, just yet from Draven.
And Dimonko had literally just stepped away at the top to put that ward down. If he'd have been there, landed the Aqua Prison, that would have been a kill. It is 4-1, though, currently. And the kills just coming up to the 9-minute mark. Warhunter's going to be a flash, misses the ultimate, both flashes out of it. Very well played. Turn the Slayer finally turning some of that aggression onto Warhunter, but again, he manages to slip away.
Yeah, Mirror End coming through, and they may want to try and put a bit of damage down onto this bottom turret. And tell you what, Make Me Split here. He is pushed fairly heavily up this lane. They need to be real careful. If one of those bubbles is able to land from Nami, who not quite at level 6, so doesn't have the tidal wave just yet to get in there, that could be very dangerous stuff from them. Meanwhile, Jarvan has come around to this mid lane, but we will actually see Mirror End coming in from the side, but the knock-up is there. Surely they can finish this one off. One more hit will do it. Fomko picks that one up, and to be honest, Mirror End is going to have to back away from this right now. Did use the ultimate in there, but it wasn't enough to stop another kill coming down.
And they're straight away backing away because only Gragas are sending two members up from that bottom lane who themselves, like you said, had pushed a little bit out far there, but Fomko's just going to hold off this lane. Now he's got that double buff on. It does mean by a little bit of free reign for that bottom lane to keep on pushing through. Let's see whether Fomko is going to defend this one out there. He's only got a couple of minions. He could slide in for this one, knock them away, but he's happy to just play it very cautiously. There's the ultimate coming out from Nixar from the bottom lane. A little adventurous, thought maybe they could go for it there, but instead just played it cautiously. And they continue to get a lot of free farm in this bottom lane. It's actually gaining his CS back on the Dayrun as he would. The advantage he gained from the start. Different builds between the two though. Vampire Acceptor being picked up by Nixar compared to Berserker Greaves and with the home guards on them already.
Yeah, really interesting choice from that one. Obviously wants to get himself back into that lane as quickly as he possibly can, as he was forced back a couple of times. And he's going to get a nice little wave here as well, which will really propel his lead back up there to almost 20 CS, which is definitely not bad. He's a kill behind Draven at this point, so we'll see how that one all works out. We just saw Jarvan actually coming down to this bottom lane, and Daeruin will decide, you know what, not having a piece of that one, I'll just back away. But they need to protect this turret.
They do need to protect it. The turret is going to be in trouble, and you can see already that the jungler of Mirazend for only Gragas, only gaming? Well, they are technically only gaming, but it is only Gragas. I was kind of expecting one of them to be like this big fat dude that comes out. It's like a bit of a Gragas lookalike. This is the guy that we named the team after. It does mean, though, Instruments of Surrender are going for that dragon, and honestly, they're going to pick it up because only Gragas not anywhere near this one, and perfectly timed by Instruments of Surrender. That stretches their gold lead to just over 1,000.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what we're talking about, only Gragas is not anywhere near that. That doesn't obviously make any sense in English, but that's because that's the team name in this one, of course, for OGS, as we are going to see Unstoppable Force coming in. There's the knock-up. The wave comes out as well. Mirror End is now going to be trapped inside that Jarvan ultimate, and there is the ultimate from Kayle and a heal, and Instruments of Surrender combining everything perfectly there underneath the turret to pick up 2 kills.
That
Brilliant.
Was so good. The ultimates after ultimates after ultimates, all so well layered. Nobody pressured it there. That was simply a case of the Unstoppable Force, then the Cataclysm. Actually, I don't even think the Cataclysm, yes, it did come in there.
Right at the end.
And then the wave came riding through, and then still in the invulnerability coming out from Warhunter just to save him, making it the perfect fight. And the tower, of course. 7-1 in kills now. That's stretched it to 2,000 gold lead, 2 towers apiece, because the top turret did go down to Nike. So that actually gave Nike a lot of free farm. And if you look at the CS difference, it is actually quite big between the two. You can see it's actually Nike's gained that advantage because he's been on that top lane, free farming the whole time. He has managed to get himself a 700 gold lead over Snake. But really, they're playing a bit of a different game right now. In terms of the mid laners, though, Warhunter, he's been the man that's been looking for the kills, and you can see it's obviously showing in terms of gold. He's got himself around about an 800 gold lead. Nike is going to go up that top lane. You can see a big, juicy wave that he wants to clean out, and he is going to be farming very quickly now. I think he's just completed the Muramana. If we can check the items, the Manimune, sorry, which will be ticking over to Muramana. No, he didn't go for it. Slammed the BF sword straight in there, no probs.
Yeah, and we've just seen the double ward there in middle, which kind of tells me they're not really under any pressure. That kind of tells me that they're, you know, a little bit flustered at this point, only Gragas, considering what's happening to them. And we have seen the Spirit of the Elder Lizard picked up as, you know, I went in there for a lucky guess, which I often do and fail, but apparently this time I got it right, which is one up in my own book of happiness.
You're on the wavelength with the Russians.
That's it. I've been here 2 days and I already feel part of them. Haunting Guys picked up on the other side there for Cassiopeia. Obviously, to be honest, Turn the Slayer not really had the best game of his life so far. 0-4-0. We saw him trying to pick up that kill onto Warhunter where he flashed in, threw the ulti down, was about half a mile away from him because Warhunter flashed at exactly the same time as well. So that's going to improve from him. We can see Nike here now coming towards this top lane. But the problem is that Snake is so far ahead at this point. I say ahead, he's actually behind in CS, but if you look at his items there, I mean, you just don't kill that kind of Malphite.
And we're talking about Snake on Malphite, not Cassiopeia, just to confuse things.
Yeah, that's true as well.
But yeah, I mean, as you talked about Turn the Slayer, he picked Cassiopeia into the Chaos, so obviously felt something was there, but it turns out that Warhunter has the better of him right now, and apparently this is actually a pretty fierce rivalry between these two as well. Yeah. So I think Warhunter's going to be very happy with the way it's turning out for him. Mirazend, he's been trying to create the plays, but every time he turns up, he's simply in a defensive move, trying to protect his mid laner, and backfired on him so far. So what are Instruments Surrender going to do? They have the advantage. Are they going to start being aggressive? You'd see they got that ping ward down near the red area. Daerun also, Daerun might be get caught out here. As you can see, Fonko is nearby. He's in the tri-bush ready and waiting. We do have Dimonko and Nixar on Draven and Nami there ready and waiting. If he doesn't back away now, he is going to be a dead man.
Yeah, he's still hanging around. I'm not sure if they actually know that he's there. Nixar and Dimonko going to come in now. I'm not sure that they've seen Jarvan coming off from the side here. Either way, it is going to be a very much turret push. His mirror end is waiting here as well at the side, and
Surprise!
he's going to come into the brush. There is Fomco, and to be honest, Instruments of Surrender are so far ahead from this one, they should be able to lock down the kill. The flash away from Sejuani, and the Strangle Thorns that actually came out, but look at Snake, he's teleported in for this one. Let's see if they can finish off from this. There's the ultimate out of Draven. Cataclysm goes down. Dayruin is a dead man. Good ulti from Cassiopeia, but the ulti comes out from Kale to keep Snake alive under the turret, and here's a big support battle between Nami and Zyra, which Nami, of course, comes out on top of, and that is another 3 kills for nothing.
And another fantastic play from Instruments Surrender. I get my name out, get my words out eventually, but immediately 5 members of the team just collapse in and around them. They knew that what they had planned there, and they pick up all the kills and the tower. Fantastically performed. The ultimates went down at perfect timing. Wards are on top of a ward there, so didn't get away from that one. But the invulnerability again used brilliantly timed, didn't use it too early, just did enough to block the tower hits to save him, and they walk away for a 3-for-0, no problem at all. What has this created for only Gragas? Well, not a lot, honestly. Knight was off at the top there, but again, he's just building up that farm. Maybe, just maybe, he's going to become a problem late game, but it doesn't look like they're going to get that far so far.
No, and that's the funny thing about this, that it's a 4,000, less than 4,000 gold after 16 minutes and 20 of this one. Obviously, we did see a dragon being picked up by Instruments of Surrender. That'll be coming back up into play in just about 45 seconds. But, you know, I totally lied earlier when I was talking about Kha'Zix being behind, because, quite frankly, he's outfarmed him by a country mile at this point. 5.3 to 4.2, but across the board, that is literally the only person that is ahead right now for only Gragas.
Yeah, there's definitely some hurting going on, and now the blue buff is going to get pushed on. Aqua Prison lands on towards Make Me Split. Make Me Split is in trouble. He's dead. No problem there. Fomco comes in, lands that big javelin, and just spikes him down. It was not even close, and that, you know, with the dragon just about to spawn, perfectly timed again. They knew exactly what they were doing, and this is only going to stretch their lead. There's no way they're going to come around that corner. They would be mentally challenged, and instead it is going to be another dragon, which means that gold lead is going to stretch to 5,000.
Yeah, and it was a case of him trying to come down. He's got a pink ward in his inventory there. He was just trying to get that around by Dragon just to see.
Down.
And, you know, gets caught out, and there's not much you can do when there are 4 or 5 there after you, especially since they've got those items nicely built up right now. We are seeing a tier now built in there for Cassiopeia, which you have to feel is coming fairly late into this one now. 17 minutes and 40 before that tier will be picked up and started to be spammed away. Of course, can stack it very quickly with the Cassiopeia, but maybe a little bit too late on that front. So what have we got going on right now? That last dragon, of course, was taken by Instruments of Surrender. That gives them now almost a 5,000 gold lead, and you can see that only Gragas have started to put a few wards down by Baron. They're a little bit concerned that one will go down, but honestly, right now, the distance that Instruments of Surrender are ahead in this game doesn't really merit a Baron.
And the fact that they are only at level 10 and 12, you know, they're putting the wards at Baron already, they realise how far behind they're thinking they might even just risk it here. We might be able to catch them out, try and turn it around. That's about the only thing they can do. Remember, this is a best of 3 as well, so this is just the first match. You can see in the top there, 0-0, first game of the day. And we'll see who gets through to the final. Of course, the second match, the semi-final tomorrow, will be also starting off at the exact same time as today. All the matches for the CIS, which is the Commonwealth of Independent States, and ex-Baltic states as well, I believe it is. They're also in there because there is a Lithuanian team happening tomorrow. They're also part of it because they did very well. In fact, actually, they are one of the favourites to get through, so we'll see how they do tomorrow. But so far, I am really impressed with Instruments Surrender. Their team fighting is very much on a different level to Only Gaming so far. Only Gragas.
Yeah, definitely. There's not really much more to say about, you know, how this game has gone up until now. It's started off well. The combinations that Instruments of Surrender have put down in those 2 scenarios that have really merited it up till now have been pretty much bang on the mark. Perfect. They've not lost men from it. We see the ultimate coming out of Kale in both situations to save Snake right underneath the tower with a clutch heal in the first one as well. So they seem to be right on the mark when it comes to team play at this stage of the game. Right now, we see them starting to push into towards that inner turret. It's Jarvan just making a beeline there over for Kha'Zix, who says, nope, not having none of that, I'm going to jump away.
Straight away leaped off that one, and well, you know, you can see there, no matter how strong they are, it is very, very hard to push against them. Oh, they've walked straight into this one. Look at the ultimates layered on. That's going to be Stranglethorns. Will it be enough to defend them? No, Make Split gets dropped straight away. Mirror's End goes down. They are going to finally pick up a kill. Kha'Zix goes leaping in for it. Is it to his doom, though? They are going to turn this one around. He's going to jump away. There's a spinning axe following him in there, and he is going to be the only man to survive. Knight jumps away from that one, but again, they all walked headlong into an unstoppable force. Big tidal wave coming washing through and just melted them all.
Yeah, and they've been, as you said, perfect, everything. You don't usually see this, you know, in more than 1 or 2 fights a game where the ultimates perfectly line up for you. You know, it's usually that kind of fight that wins or loses you a team fight, or obviously the team fight itself, but that loses you the game. And right now they've done 3 in a row. They've all been bang on. That one again was a 4-for-1. They lost the Jarvan. No. Who did it? Yeah, it was Jarvan that died in that one. He was right there at the front, which, you know, at the end of the day, he's 4-1-9 right now with 95 CS coming out of the jungle, which is more than his top laner, Malphite.
Yeah, well, they would have got the full bounty for it, but honestly, you know, in comparison to losing 4 members, it's hardly going to make up for it. But that's why Nike jumped in for it. He did manage to get the kill and got out again, and maybe he's the saving grace. Like we said, the amount of times he was just disappeared in that top lane farming out, because that's what he needs. He needs to get those few items in before he can start popping people, rushing for the last whisper maybe now. We'll see whether he goes with that one. Warns is just backing away from Nike, so Nike's starting to get himself involved now on Kha'Zix, but honestly, has he left it too late? 15-2 down in kills. They still have the top and middle inner turret though. The bottom one was the only target they went for, but they're going to slide straight in.
Yeah, and look at Turn the Slayer. He's got his ultimate off, but honestly, he was really, really slow to react to that one. Jarvan sliding straight in onto him. And, well, they managed to pick up another kill for nothing there. Yeah, all right, he took a bit of damage, but they've got double heals from himself and from Nami as well that can get him, even with high cooldowns there, back up towards that full HP. And right now, you see the wards coming in there, trying to clear out the jungle. Baron, of course, is available, but we talk about it all the time. They're 16-2 up in kills. They're almost 6,000 gold ahead, 4-2 in turrets. Do they really need to risk this one? As we are going to see Nike in there, and he jumps off.
Jumps away straight away. We did have the support of Make Me Split, but didn't manage to land any stuns. Look at Snake though, he's down this bottom lane. The inner turret already went, and he's going to be shoving on towards that inhibitor turret soon. The rest of the team are ready and waiting to try and set up the gank here. It's going to be Mirror's End. They do go for, but instead Make Me Split will do. He's a target, nice and juicy, and it's Pomko that picks up the kill on him. Snake now on towards Dayron. Dayron is not going to be able to get away from this one. You see Nike jumping in the back. He's trying to play what he can. He's actually keeping the AD carry busy. He does go down, and now it's going to be running through. Nixar's going to come in and clean house here. Pomko is simply delaying the inevitable. He's not going to follow up on it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, they're all ridiculously though there. And Fonko, you know, he'd done a lot of damage underneath the turret. He's one thing that I think stopped him getting that kill is he went for a knock-up, which actually Dayrun, he missed. I'm not going to say Dayrun dodge, because that would actually be a little bit too kind in the wrong place, but he missed the knock-up, which would have got him that kill there in the end. Nonetheless, no, it's another big collection of kills coming out for Instrument and Surrender. They lose just a one-man once again from that. And if you look down where the kills are, they're so nicely spread amongst the whole team. I mean, even Nami 2-0-11, Draven at 5-1-7, Kale 3-1-13, Jarvan 6-1-10 at this point of things as well. And well, just to even bring that point even further home, if you look at the goal between the two teams and across the board, it's still only Kha'Zix that actually has a lead. The junglers is where the real big difference is. 3,000 gold.
3,000. It's a big chunk, and even the supports actually, now look at it, it's around about 1,500, 1,600 gold between those two guys. So it's starting to build up. It's becoming a problem. It's 6,000 gold across the team. That's about to stretch as well, because again, another dragon picked up by Instrument and Surrender. So far, have taken every single dragon in the game. And 4-2 in turrets. They are still slow on the turrets, remember. It's only 24 minutes gone, though. I mean, we've had 21 kills in 24 minutes. That's not bad going so far, so maybe we weren't lied to. It is a very aggressive game, but they also said they'll either go you know, if they start going 0-2, 0-3, they'll go 0-10. it's just going to slide that way. Oh, Fomko, ward put on his head, and the rest of the team going to react to this one. Mirror's End may get slide on. He will. He gets the knock-up. Cataclysm on towards Dayron, and straight away we see the blade spinning axe coming straight towards him. Dayron in all sorts of trouble. The invulnerability put onto Fomko. They were trying his best to get him down. Mirror's End gets slid down. That's going to be another kill picked up by Nixar. They're going in towards Turn the Slayer. He backs away. They're going to go straight for this mid turret.
Yeah, and that's the best decision there. Cassiopeia's trapped off, completely zoned out away from this middle lane, and Instruments of Surrender probably can have this middle turret. They just need to be careful of Knight. He's the only one to really stop them. Gets caught in the bubble, unstoppable force. He's a dead man. Well, there came the Stranglethorns in the end, but honestly not really much that they were going to do to help his teammate out, and that is the inner turret of the middle lane taken down by Instruments of Surrender. They may even go and have an in-hib turret.
They may well go for it here. They're already tanking it up. You can see them going in there, but great play from Dimonco, landing Aqua Prison and instantly creating a kill on Nike. And honestly, he's the only person that could stop the wave pushes now, because he's the man that's got those void spikes to try and take him down, and that is an inhibitor all picked up of simply a moment of opportunity created by Fomko right down in that mid lane.
Yeah, and basically Fomko has been really the man of the hour. He's been the one to kick things off there, and you saw the combination that he ran with. You saw the ultimate come out of Draven, which did pretty much the entire damage as they set up another trap, and there is Fomko coming out, and that is a very dead Varus very quickly, as Nami is now on a killing spree. Don't say that too often.
I think Admiral Akbar was screaming at them there, "It's a trap." Instead, they got caught out and they went straight headlong into it. Are they going to go for Baron? I don't think there's no reason to go for Baron, honestly. The 26 minutes gone. They just poke in. It's another trap. Look, they're setting another trap, and Magma Split might well trigger it. It's going to come around that corner. Will he be able to get in towards it? No, they're going to start the Baron off. Why not just go for it? I mean, honestly, there's nothing at all that Gragas can do about this one. This Baron is going their way.
Well, it's basically Kha'Zix here who's got a remote chance of getting in. We see the ward put down, so he sees, okay, Baron's at half HP, let's stick another one in there. Now down to a third. Do I jump in and try and steal this one away? Chances are pretty slim as he throws the void spikes in there, and it's nicely smited down by Fomko, who, for my money, has not really made much of a mistake at all during this game.
Yeah, Mirror End was just not having any of it. He was like, I am not charging in on that. There's no way. I haven't got flash. I can dash across, but that would be me dead. Maybe worth it to try and get the Baron steal. That's the only thing that was ever going to save them in this game so far. They're 10,000 gold behind now, and, well, 18 kills behind as well. 6-2 in turrets with that super minion charging up the mid lane. I expect to see Instrument Surrender making a possible surrender from only Gragas in a few moments' time.
Yeah, I could see that coming out as well. We always hear that you should...
1,200.
Yeah, Draven, who's got 719. Infinity Edge Bloodthirster on him right now, so yeah, he's pretty much steaming away. 1225 is hitting those minions for with the crits. Right now, only Gragas trying to push out whatever they can in that top lane and bottom lane, but it is going to be Instruments of Surrender moving themselves up the middle. That's a good grasping route coming out, catching, I think, 3 of them overall with that, which... always a bonus to get that kind of thing down, but if it's not followed up, it's not really worth anything either at the end. Yeah,
well, they're just going to rotate straight towards his top inner turret, and honestly, Nike just tried to push it out as much as he could, but with that wave there, they're going to take this one down, no problem. You can see the tankiness of Snake. He can just walk up and take those turret hits while they take it down. That's exactly what they're going to do. That's a turret going down very, very quickly. Dayron trying to use that piercing arrow to try and clear the wave, but frankly put, there's only 3 minions there. They're not too worried about that because super minions are coming in that mid lane. Bottom lane is also being pushed itself, so this is all Instrument Surrender need to focus on. It's the unstoppable force.
Here they go. This could be the last fight of the game, and again, everything combining in nicely. We will see Sejuani try to chase away, but already we see 2 men dead, sorry, and now Dayruin goes down as well. Actually, Instruments of Surrender getting a little bit low there. They were kind of spread out, didn't all go on top of each other like in the previous fights, but the fact is they are going to be pushing straight here through for the victory. It was a surrender in the end, and Instruments of Surrender pick up game number 1 here.